Hey everybody, welcome back to the Missoula Dems Show. I'm Andy, Chair of Missoula County Democrats.
And I'm Allison, the Missoula County Democrats organizer.
And thanks for watching us today. We'll give you some updates on some of the super cool things that we're working on. First of all, it's Fair Week.
Yeah.
We love the fair.
Yeah, I'm obsessed with the fair. It is everybody's favorite event in Missoula.
Brings so many people together.
So many people together.
Of all kinds of kinds. I love to people watch at the fair.
Yeah, definitely. So many different activities to do. To get into the fair is free. Super rare.
Yeah.
Love that.
Yeah.
And yeah, what's your favorite fair food, Andy?
Oh, I was going to ask you that. Cheese curds.
Cheese curds?
Mm-hmm. I could eat fried cheese every day.
Definitely. I love a lemon-dairy.
Ooh,
I had one for breakfast yesterday. Yeah, that's my favorite. And then I am a big exhibit person. I love looking at the quilts and the photography, going to see the livestock barns. I went to Lords of Dirt on Sunday. They had 3 days of Lords of Dirt this year.
They were the ones making all the noise.
Yeah. You definitely bring your earphones that day. But I just think that event's so cool. It's like, most of the times fair have monster trucks or something to do with cars, but like Lords of Dirt is a completely local creation.
Really?
Yeah. Sponsored by local organizations, and I think it's awesome.
Wow. I saw pictures. They were doing like flips and crazy things.
Yeah, they have like different heats of the flat track motorcycle racing in different age groups. There was like so many like Cinderella stories. like it was just awesome to watch. And then they do intermissions between those with that guy doing flips. Which was insane. And super fun. They had fireworks this year. There was flames. I try to go every year, and it was, definitely elevated. So if you missed Lords of Dirt, check it out next year. And then this week they start the rodeo, which is classic. So.
All right. I'm also an exhibit person, but I go to check out the Legos.
Yes. Yes.
I love to see what people create and all the super cool stuff. But yeah, between like the quilts and the food and all just the fun stuff local community people put together, it's pretty amazing.
It's awesome. And like so special too, our fair being close to town, it's like just like a place where like this urban and rural scenes combine, and we get to learn so much from each other. And I don't know, there's just like not a lot of community spaces anymore where you just like are going to have fun and meet people that you don't usually meet.
Totally.
And I really like that. And that's the great thing about our booth at the fair is we are over on the corner where Glacier Ice Rink typically is running, but it's the livestock barns this week. So stop on by, have a conversation with us. We love to tell you all about the candidates that are running, answer any questions you may have. You can pick up yard signs, stickers, and maybe get involved with our central committee.
Totally. And you can register to vote. I just came from the fair from volunteering for a shift, and there was a guy who came by and he said, "Can I register to vote here?" And we said, absolutely. He had just moved into a new apartment building within town. So there's another plug. If you have moved recently, make sure to update your voting registration and register to vote, because you will need to do that because you won't get your ballot sent to you.
Yeah, and check that absentee voter box so you can get your ballot mailed to you, and you can vote early and get that out of the way.
All right. Yeah. So that's the fair. We'll see you there.
Yeah.
Next order of business, we want to plug our Neighborhood Leaders program, which we recently launched across the state. This is a big initiative. The Montana Democratic Party as a whole is really kicking off. But the ones doing most of the organizing is like central committees and people like you, our organizer, working with all these people. So can you tell us more about it?
Neighborhood Leaders is the simple idea that people are more likely to go out and vote if someone that they are close to or know is telling them to. So folks that sign up for the neighborhood leader programs as volunteers get assigned 25 households that are closest to them. So it's just people on your street, on your block, that you're going out to remind to vote election year after election year. So you're building these relationships with them. The beauty of it is that it's not persuasion. It will have, our Missoula County Democrats logo on the walk card you hand them. But really, it's just information about voting. So it talks about their precinct, and then all the districts they can vote in, House, Senate, Public Service Commission, City Council ward if they have one, county, district, school board. It has all that information, and then information on checking their voter registration, making sure it's up to date, what they need to bring to a polling place. The IDs, which we'll talk about later, has changed a little bit. And the whole point is that they're more informed about voting. They can go and do their research themselves. Volunteers can reach people any way they like. It's not just door knocking. Go write your neighbors postcards. You can call and text them. Some folks are having block parties and events, which I think is really cool. But yeah, the idea is year after year you're doing this, and then you become the person on your block that people know is going to come and talk to them about voting this election. Make sure that they have their ballots and are able to turn those in or go to their polling place. So it's really simple, and it's something that Montana Democrats really need right now, especially in Missoula County. The best way that we can contribute to races like Sam Forstag's, these down ballot candidates, our state legislators, is by turning out the vote. Last midterm, 72% of Missoulians showed up, so not everyone's voting.
Just about 3/4.
Yeah, 72% of registered voters too, so that's a whole other thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That's probably better than the average, but we could do way better.
Totally. It's definitely above that average, even for a midterm, but things like our city council elections, 30% people show up to
Super
those.
low.
Super low.
Yeah.
And it's harder to find information about those sometimes. We think about our statewide races or our Western District race, and usually we get like ads on YouTube and mailers sent to us, and it's a little bit more easy to stay informed, but it's not always like that for every race. And they're all important. So we just all need to get out and vote, remind our neighbors, our families, and friends to vote. And this is a great way to do it. If anyone is interested in becoming a neighborhood leader, we have some upcoming trainings that you can attend. The next one is Monday, August 24th. We're going to meet at 5:30 at the Missoula Public Library Cooper Room. And then in September, we'll have a training also at 5:30 p.m. at the Missoula Public Library Cooper Room. I'm really excited. We have around 30 neighborhood leaders so far, and if someone do the math for me, that's over 500 voters that we're contacting. And some of these elections, 500 votes decides them.
Absolutely.
We talked to Robin later in this episode. Her race was decided by 28 votes.
Yeah.
So it definitely makes the difference.
Totally. Yeah, if we could get 250 neighborhood leaders, that would really turn out the vote. And that's the whole goal. That's why we're here, is we want to turn out voters to vote for Democrats, but turn out voters between on election day. So that's the plan. If anybody out there listening, watching, wants to talk to you more about it, can they just email you directly? Is that helpful?
Totally. My email is Allison, Allison, at montanademocrats.org. Montana is all spelled out. Attend a training, email me, and we can go out for coffee, talk about this more. It's a very grassroots and very flexible program, and we just want as many people involved as possible. So,
excellent.
Yeah.
Cool. Next order of business, we've got to talk about our Backyard Bash, which anybody interested is invited to. This is our fall fundraiser for the Missoula County Democrats' organizing efforts. So all the work we'll be doing with the Neighborhood Leaders Program, turning out voters, and ultimately getting Democrats elected this November. So come have fun and raise a little money for Missoula County Dems. The event is going to be, I didn't have the address down. Do you have it memorized?
2704 Glen Drive, I think.
Wow. Way to go,
Let
Allison.
me check.
While she looks it up, the party is going to be in Dr. Lauren Wilson's backyard, our vice chair, but it's out in Target Range. We hire a band. This year's band, I'm super excited about, is going to be Missoula Mixtape, which is this super cool band that does covers of like 80s and 90s pop and rock music. It's going to be killer. Last year they had goat races. We'll see if we have those again. And it's just a great time for like-minded folks to come together, celebrate the work we're doing, raise some money. Did you find the address?
It is 2704 Glen Drive.
2704 Glen Drive. And you can RSVP either by going to our website or going to our Facebook page, and you can find the link there. But yeah, we have a very ambitious goal of raising $20,000 this year. I know we can do it with your help, so join us if you can.
Yeah, I'm super excited. Yeah, it's so nice to like get together and just talk about our vision of year-round organizing, and I've been on this job for a year. We've been, doing volunteer efforts and thinking of different events, and going into this midterm election, I just feel like we have so much momentum behind us, so we want to keep that going year after year.
Totally. And speaking of that, we keep saying every episode that as far as the Missoula County Democrats, we decided a long time ago that we're putting a lot of our eggs in the basket of getting whoever wins the Western District primary elected this year, because it's a state, it's a seat we know we can flip. And so Sam Forstag won that race in the primary, and so now we are doing everything we possibly can to get him elected in November. So just some updates as far as the Sam Forstag team goes, ways you can get involved. They're actually hiring. Do you know what the specific positions are?
Yeah, they are hiring a finance position, not sure on the exact title, a field organizer, and then organizers to work across the district.
Nice.
That would report to that field director. So yeah, lots of positions open. Be a pretty cool gig. Yeah.
Yeah. I'd personally love to work for the Sam Forstag campaign.
Yeah.
But I guess I have a job. Let's see, what other ways? There'll be a lot of other canvassing things happening. Do you know when the next canvass will be?
Yeah, I'm not sure. Let me look up real quick.
She just did one, like literally yesterday. So.
Yes, we just did one yesterday, and while I'm looking up the next one, I'll just say one of the most fun canvases I have done. It is so fun to talk to people about Sam Forstag and, so many issues that people care about, whether it's housing, healthcare, childcare. He has great solutions for, and I'm just really enjoying sharing that vision with folks. And everyone's really excited on the doors, so that makes me excited, inspires me to canvass more, and hopefully the volunteers feel the same way.
Yeah. It helps when you're knocking somebody's door to really be passionate about the candidate that you are knocking the door for, because sometimes, as partisan folks, sometimes we're knocking doors for people that are like, well, he's going to vote the right way, but I don't necessarily feel so great about him or her or whatever. But Sam, I think for most people, is not that. Like, Sam is somebody that most people really like as a candidate. Like, I gotta say, I haven't been that stoked to vote for somebody myself that I can like relate to so much. Like, Sam's a young person, like even younger than I am, and running for Congress, you know, like that representation alone for me is important, because in politics we talk about all the time how people in DC making our laws are like an average age of 75 years old.
Right.
And you know, he's also like an actual progressive person that believes in progressive values, but like also believes in like working class people and having the basic things like healthcare and Social Security and you know. Yeah,
I feel like a moment I had door knocking is, and this is like something people have said when you're canvassing for a Democrat since 2016, but it's just like, I just want the president out of there. I don't want Trump to win or whatever. I just want it done. And to be able to like, you know, just go past, you know, well, he's the Democrat running, he'd get us the votes to do that, or he'd, you know, whatever, like to be like, this is his story, like with the Doge cuts and him being a union leader when that happened for the Forest Service, and just like knowing that he has a reason,
right?
And not just having to fall back like, well, he's the Democrat running, so that was really like different for me this time, and just listening to what issues people care about before, you know, just talking at them. It was really fun experience volunteering. I really think if you haven't volunteered before, or maybe you have knocked doors in the past and it just wasn't your thing, I honestly would try it again, because it was a really good experience this time around.
And his team is incredible. Like the folks that have been organizing and working for the Sam Forstead campaign since the beginning, it's so far currently still a pretty small team, but they're really great with folks and organizing, and just they're doing a great job. Campaigning work is challenging, but it helps to have kind and compassionate people to lead. Yeah,
definitely. Okay, I got that Missoula door knocking date up. So they are going to be canvassing again on August 15th from 1:30 to 4:30 p.m. They'll meet at Good Works Place at 129 West Alder Street in downtown Missoula. So at 1:30 you'll show up and we'll go over a little training. You'll knock doors for a couple hours, and then around 3:45 we meet back up at Good Works and we'll do a debrief. Last time they had pizza, so if you want some lunch, come on by.
I can't pass up pizza.
Yeah. And it was good pizza. It was bridge pizza.
Oh.
Yeah. But yeah, so that's how that works. Encourage y'all to get out there.
Great. Next thing I want to talk about is yard signs. So Sam's campaign just got in, I believe they said 500 yard signs in. So I filled my trunk up and I will personally deliver a yard sign to your door. Just send us an email, find us on social media, whatever. I'll connect with you. And I will drop a yard sign at your place sometime soon.
Yeah, definitely. I got one in my yard. Do you have one?
I do.
Yeah.
I actually had two.
Nice.
But I had one on this corner and like one on this corner. And this is my theory. One is gone now. But I think a neighbor was just passing by and thought, they have two Sam Forstead yard signs. They only need one.
Yeah.
And so I'm just going to take this one.
Very like egalitarian thought. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. They didn't steal it maliciously. No. They wanted it.
But actually what probably happened is it blew away in one of those heavy windstorms. I think that's what happened.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Voter registration changes. Okay. Are we talking about the ID requirements?
Yeah, and I'm not super knowledgeable about that one, so do you want to?
I know some about it. So this year, the ID requirements when you go vote in person at the elections office or a polling place have changed a little bit. From what I can remember, if you have an out-of-state ID or a high school ID, pretty much anything that's not like a state-issued ID, a Montana college system ID, tribal ID, passport, anything like that, you have to bring a second document with that. So if I had a Colorado ID or I had a Big Sky High School student ID, I would have to bring a piece of mail with my name on it, like a utility bill, to prove. If you have a high schooler out there or someone that needs to use their high school ID, chances are they might not have a utility bill yet.
Yeah.
So
and it has to be a document, not another ID.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, it probably is. I think if you had like another ID, like a passport or something, passport would work alone.
Got it.
So, but if you didn't have a passport and just had your student ID, you didn't have a Montana ID or driver's license, you would need a accompanying document.
Got it.
With your name on it. I've heard that the election office is allowing those voter confirmation cards you get after you register to vote. It's usually sent to you in the mail. That would work.
Okay.
Yeah. So I know that basically anything that's not issued by like the federal government or the state government no longer works alone.
That's a bummer. And I'm thinking of like how this would affect, multiple different demographics of people, but like reservations, for example, our tribal members, like I know a lot of folks that use their tribal ID for many, many things.
Yeah.
And so I can just see how a lot of...
And tribal IDs you can use alone.
Oh, you can?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because that is, but it's...
I guess it's...
That will work?
That will work.
Okay. Never mind.
Yeah. But, yeah, it's just, another step for people and another thing to think about when voting is hard enough already.
Right.
Yeah.
It's so complicated. Even like we don't have all the answers, obviously.
Right. We're confused ourselves.
Yeah. So. Yeah. So what better reason to prepare yourself for Election Day? It's like a little bit more than 90 days from now,
Yeah.
So.
If you go to Missoula County Votes, the elections office website, they'll have information on it. Get it directly from the source, what's going on. And make sure your friends and family know, make sure your neighbors know. And that's a big part of being a neighborhood leader.
Totally.
If you come to those trainings, we'll tell you what's up.
And vote early if you can. It just makes sense. And you can do it. And we've done it in Montana for many, many years. So
yeah, definitely.
Vote early.
Get it out of the way.
Okay, well, that's pretty much our show today. Thanks for joining us, everybody. Special thanks to MCAT for this incredible opportunity to be here with you all so often. We love MCAT and the Missoula Public Library.
Yeah.
So come see us at the fair. We'll be there all week and get involved with your Neighborhood Leaders program. Hit us up for a Sam Forstag yard sign, and we'll see you next time.
Yeah, see ya.
To the Missoula Dem Show. I'm Andy, chair of the Missoula County Democrats.
And I'm Allison, the Missoula County Democrats organizer.
And we are joined today by our very special guest, Robin Kendall, who's running for the legislature in House District 94. Welcome, Robin.
Hello, thank you so much for having me.
All right, we're excited to have you here. Thank you for running for office. Okay, let's dive into the questions. First one I got, can you tell us about the position you're running for and the area within Missoula County that you will be representing?
Absolutely. So House District 94 here in Missoula County, that encompasses the Patty Canyon Far Views, Upper South Hills, not Lower South Hills, Mansion Heights, Linda Vista, and Miller Creek neighborhood. So that entire kind of swath of the hill up there.
Very cool. And the position is within the state legislature, right?
Yes. Within the state legislature, Marilyn Mahler has been the representative for that district for several terms, and she's termed out. So I'm hoping to replace her.
Awesome. And what made you want to run for office?
That's a little bit of a story, and I did mention earlier I'm a Southerner.
We love a story.
So you got to stick with me. I started getting involved in politics in Missoula in like 2014, 15, 16. I was living over in Orchard Homes, and I'll do a little name drop now. Willis Curdy was the representative for that district at the time, and he knocked on my door several times. And just through conversation, started getting interested in getting involved. So I started coming to some central committee meetings, and I became a precinct person. I think the titles have kind of changed now, but I became a precinct person and then a committee person, and then was on the e-board for a short amount of time. And in 2016, I helped Carol Williams run the Hillary campaign here for Missoula County, and so helped with all the coordination of phone banking and things like that during that campaign, with really the intent of stepping into politics at a higher level. And then my wife Amelia, her career kind of took a bit of a turn, and she had the opportunity to become a principal owner at the environmental consulting company that she was working for at the time, which meant longer hours, more time, and then buying into that company. So it just wasn't the right time. And our boys are 4 and 8 at the time. So it just didn't work out right then. They're 14 and 18 now. And 2024 happened, and I had a conversation with Amelia and said, hey, I really feel like I need to find somewhere to plug into again. And I didn't know if that would be school board, city council, like what that would flush out to look like. So I started having some conversations with, I think one of the first ones was with Denise Juneau, and then Diane Sands and Zoe Zephyr and Melody Cunningham, like these women that are either have been very involved in politics or are currently. And I think it was Diane that said, well, don't you live in House District 94? And I said, yes, ma'am, I do. And she said, well, you know, Maryland's terming out, and maybe that's where you need to plug in. So I came home and talked it over with my family, and I really wanted my boys' buy-in on it, because we all know, you know, you run for office, you're public facing, it's going to impact your kids. And they were like, absolutely, and you would be perfect. So that's what I needed to hear, and here we are today.
Yeah, that's awesome. I love to hear that you like started as a precinct captain, and that was kind of like the gateway into eventually running.
The gateway
for this.
drug.
Probably just made your
politics.
day.
Yeah,
Allison is, her day job is recruiting precinct.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay, what will some of your legislative priorities be, Robin?
You know, knocking on doors ahead of the primary, and thanks to climate change, I was able to start doing that in about mid-January. So I had lots of conversations, and a lot of those conversations were around, you know, cost of living, affordability, housing, property taxes, healthcare, the changes that people were seeing coming to, you know, Medicaid requirements, and all the hoops that people are having to now jump through, and how hard that process is. And it's made intentionally that way, right? And then also, you know, public education. Both of my boys are in public school here in Missoula. One just finished up his high school career, and the other will be a sophomore at Sentinel. And so ensuring that our teachers are taken care of, that our support staff, bus drivers, custodians, everyone, that they know that they're going to have a wage that's going to sustain them, that they're going to be supported not only at the local level but at the state and federal levels. All of those things are extremely important to me on so many different levels. So those will definitely be things that I'll be wanting to focus on. I did happen to mention that my wife is an environmental scientist. And so making sure that our public lands and that, we can see outside the direct effects of climate change and what's happening right now. And we just have to do better. I want my kids to be able to stay here, to afford to stay here and live here and buy their first home. And right now, wages aren't pacing with cost of living and housing in the state of Montana. And we've got to do better than that. Just ensuring that our small businesses are taken care of as well. I started, my first job here in Montana was working in the outdoor industry, and then I kind of shifted away from that and started working for some local tech startups. So I got to see that side of the business starting from the ground up, and needing the support of grant funding and the support of different local agencies to really be able to bolster those businesses and make sure that they got traction under them and then became successful. And so making sure that our small businesses are able to remain here. We saw lots of businesses post-COVID all throughout Missoula and Montana have to shutter their doors. Our local small businesses and our local workforce are the backbone of our communities, and making sure that they're taken care of is a big priority as well.
Yeah, definitely. For the past few sessions, Democrats have been the minority party in the Montana House, and odds are we will most likely face another session in the minority, although we hope we pick up a few more seats.
That's right.
What will your strategy be to move your priorities and agenda forward and ultimately pass legislation as a member of the minority party?
I think I mentioned, or if I didn't mention it, you probably hear it in my accent. I am not from Montana. I am from a very rural part of the South, born in Louisiana, raised in Mississippi, in a very conservative household. I have had to have many, many hard conversations around the dinner table or across the table from people that I don't necessarily see eye to eye with. And at the end of those conversations, often that was breaking bread together, which I think is important in the process. I hope that I'm able to do that with people across the aisle when I'm in Helena, because I think we come from a place of vulnerability when we're sharing a meal together. Sometimes eating isn't all that pretty, right? So we're vulnerable to a degree, and we're able to let our guard down and have some real conversations. And so I was able to do that my whole life with family members, with friends that I did not see eye to eye with. But at the end of the conversation, we could at least look at each other and say, "Hey, I see you, I hear you. I might not agree with you, but we can try to find some common ground. And I still care about you and love you, and I want what's best for you." And I think, if we look at the 2025 session, we had the necessary 9 that met us in the middle, and we were able to find common ground and move some really meaningful legislation forward for all Montanans, and we're going to have to continue to do that. And we can't come from these places of, well, you're a Republican, you're a Democrat, you don't see eye to eye with me, so we're never going to be able to work together. That has to stop.
Right.
And I've already done that my whole life, so I can do it again.
I noticed how you said the necessary 9 instead of the nasty 9. Because, I agree with you. You're correct. Like, if it wasn't for those 9 Republicans in the Senate, so much super important legislation wouldn't have gotten passed, like expanding Medicare. Like,
Absolutely.
Eliminating the sunset, like, it was so important. And unfortunately, some of those Republicans got primaried this last election because their own party kicked them out because they worked with Democrats. And we are partisan people in our day jobs, but we still have to elect people that will work with the other side in
Absolutely.
Helena.
And that's not who we are at our core as Montanans.
Yeah.
Like when someone's broken down on the side of the road, or their fence falls at their farm or their ranch, or a windstorm comes through, I don't care if you're a Republican or a Democrat or an independent or a libertarian. I'm going to ask you, do you need help? How can I help you? And you're going to ask me the same thing. And that's what we need to do more of in Helena.
Yeah. Yeah, and they voted with Democrats because their constituents needed those services.
Yep.
And they listened to their constituents.
Yeah.
So keep calling. Keep calling your representatives, because they have to listen. They need to listen. They should listen.
Yeah.
What do you think are some of the biggest challenges Montanans, everyday Montanans, are faced with? How can the legislature alleviate some of these burdens and work to make the lives of Montanans better?
I think, again, on the doors, cost of living, cost of housing, property taxes, healthcare, people are really concerned about that. We did some great work around Medicaid for Montana, but at the federal level, they're making it harder and harder for people to qualify or stay qualified for those services. And that's going to impact our rural communities the most. So we need to make sure that we've got broadband out in our rural communities so that they can log on and they can see where they are in the process and do all the necessary steps to stay enrolled with Medicaid. The changes to ACA, as the premiums, start to go up, and they're going to go up again. People are going to have to make decisions of putting food on the table or paying for health care. And we proclaim and profess to be the richest country in the world. Montanans and Americans shouldn't have to make those decisions between putting food on the table and paying for health care and being healthy. But unfortunately, that's where we are. So continuing to fight for those things, ensuring that people are able to have access to health care, making sure that they have access to telehealth. Again, we need broadband. We need to be able to get online. We need to be able to have these conversations through telehealth as local offices are having to close. I don't think we've had any hospitals close in rural communities, but we've seen doctors have to move out and close their offices. So if we can make telehealth services available, and that's mental health, that's recovery services, we've got to make sure that all of those services are in place for our rural communities as well as our urban. I heard that repeatedly. Women's health care. We've got to make sure that women continue to have the right to bodily autonomy and make those decisions for themselves. Luckily, Montana's done a good job of solidifying that for women, but we haven't done that for LGBTQI+. We haven't done that for our transgender community members, and we've got to do that. Montanans really, I don't think, want to be in each other's business. Really, that's kind of part of being a Montanan, is that you are going to live your life the way you want to live it, and I'm going to live my life the way I want to live it. And we just need to continue to do that. And some of the really divisive legislation that tried to come through in 2025, it's going to happen again. And we just have to be ready for it and continue to fight for it, fight against it, and stand up for every single Montanan, not just certain sectors of our community.
Yeah.
Did that answer the question?
Totally.
Absolutely.
Good answer. Multiple answers.
What is your strategy to win in November?
Well, I know y'all know this. A lot of people out there might not know this, but I won by 28 whole votes, my primary. So I'm going to continue with the strategy that we already had in place. I'm an extrovert. I'm a people person, and I love talking to people. So I really enjoyed going door to door and having those conversations. So we've got a plan to continue doing that. We're already doing it, and we've got even more people that are willing to go out and do it with me. At this level, it was really important to me that I be out knocking doors at the same time that my friends or family members were, so that if they are having a conversation, they can text me, call me, or yell across the street at me and say, Robin, come over here. This person wants to talk to you. And so we're going to continue doing that again. You know, have the conversations with people that I don't see eye to eye with. I had people tell me, we are a strong Republican household, and I said, that's great. When I'm elected, I'm going to be representing you just as much as I'm going to be representing the Democrat or the Independent or the Libertarian across the street. So I would still love to hear what's important to you. And it shocked people. So I'm going to continue to do that. I got a couple of events coming up, one at the end of the month. I'll have some information out about that at a friend's house in the district. I do live in the district. I've been living in House District 94 since 2017. So I know what impacts my neighborhood specifically, but I've really enjoyed getting out into Linda Vista and Miller Creek and having those conversations with folks, because there are different concerns. You got the horses, right? And so I've had some really great conversations with commissioners and with constituents about the horses, about deer, about our parks and what's happening with them, and making sure that they remain accessible to all community members.
Very good. Last question. How can folks get involved and support you?
Well, my email address is robinkendall, 4montana@gmail.com. Email me. My website is robinkendall, 4montana.org. You can reach me through my website. And my Act Blue is Robin Kendall, I think it's HD94. Or Robin Kendall MT HD94. But you can get to it through my website.
And that's to donate to your campaign?
Yeah, to donate to my campaign. And that goes directly to mailers and flyers and signs and being able to buy snacks and water for my door knockers. So it all goes directly into actionable things for the campaign.
Yeah.
Awesome. Cool. Anything else you want to add before we end our interview today?
I just really appreciate the opportunity to be here. I so appreciate both of you and all the work that you do. I've been able to see it firsthand, and y'all are amazing. Go to the fair, stop by the table. I don't know if this is airing before during the fair.
We'll get it out there.
Okay. There, you can have lots of great conversations there, learn more about your other candidates, and I promise you, I have 3 brothers, and they have always referred to me as the little bulldog. I will not, while I am willing to meet people in the middle and have those hard conversations and try to find common ground, I will not back away from my values and from what I know is important to my constituents. So I hope to earn your vote and your trust, and we'll fight for all of us in Helena.
All right. Well, that's Robin Kendall running for House District 94 in the Montana State Legislature. Thanks for joining us today, everybody. We'll see you next time, and vote for Robin.